Gang Starr, Step in the Arena. Never heard it. Now this may be a little controversial, but I'm just gonna say it. I prefer Jazzmatazz over Gang Starr. Now having said that, I completely acknowledge that Gang Starr is one of the greatest hip hop groups of all time. DJ Premier is a top 10 producer in any genre of music. He perfected a sound that defined an entire era. Not many people can say that. The reason why I'm not absolutely in love with Gang Starr is because I don't feel they branched out very much. Guru raps about three things: surviving the streets, sellout MCs, and women. And for some people, that's exactly what they want. Nothing wrong with that. But with Jazzmatazz, there's more experimentation. There's more features, there's more sounds. And let's be honest, Guru already sounds like an old jazz musician anyway. The first Gang Starr album I ever heard was Hard to Earn. Then I went back to Daily Operation, an album that I enjoyed, but it sounded a lot like Hard to Earn. And then in 1998, Moment of Truth came out, and I felt the same way. I liked all of these albums, but I didn't feel like any new ground was being covered, so I never went back to Step in the Arena. The first song on the album is the title track, and it's really cool to hear Premier at this time. This is before he was chopping up samples so that he didn't have to clear them. This is also the first album that DJ Premier produced from front to back, which is really weird to think about because I always think of DJ Premier as the producer of Gang Starr, but he didn't produce everything on No More Mr. Nice Guy. In fact, Guru knew that Premier wouldn't get paid the way he was supposed to if all he did was DJ. So he actually motivated him to produce more. And if Guru hadn't done that, who knows where Premier would be now, or where we would be now without Premier. On Who's Gonna Take the Weight, I hear a really strong Bomb Squad influence. Unfortunately, it's my least favorite type of Bomb Squad production with the squealing horns, and anyone who watches this channel periodically is probably tired of hearing me say that. On Check the Technique, Guru spazzes out for like 4 minutes straight on some of the hardest primo drums I've ever heard. Lovesick is a pretty straightforward relationship song, but I really appreciate how Guru switches up his flow and he keeps the exact same flow throughout the entire song. Now up until this point, which is the halfway mark, I really enjoy this album. The production is engaging, Guru is experimenting with different flows and different sounds, but by the second half, it kind of reinforces all the things I kind of already know about Gang Starr. We get songs like Here Today, Gone Tomorrow, Take a Rest, As I Read My Essay, Precisely the Right Rhymes. These are all songs about sellout MCs, which is a topic that Guru talks about a lot throughout the history of Gang Starr. And then we get songs like Street Ministry and Say Your Prayers. Now these are songs about being mentally sharp and surviving the streets. Great songs, but they're both 1.5 minutes long. With the exception of Just to Get a Rep, what we hear on the second half of this album is too familiar to what we're hearing on the first half. Now that's not to say that any of these songs are whack or weak or unlistenable. My problem is that these songs sound a lot like what I've already heard. I completely understand why this album is a classic. It introduced the Gang Starr that we all know and love. Would I listen to this album front to back? Probably not. But there's no whack songs on this album. So if this album was on shuffle and I was listening to this album interspersed with other things, yeah, I would probably listen to this album again. So, have you heard Step in the Arena? Are you still listening to it to this day? I'm going to keep reviewing albums until I run out. Until then, see you next time.